What's up, YouTube? How's everybody? Um, for the past couple of weeks, I have been following the whole entire Nipsey Hussle situation. And so I decided that I wanted to point out some things for those people who are truly interested in getting to the bottom of what happened to Nipsey. But I also wanted to encourage y'all to start looking at things from different angles. And a lot of this stuff gets missed when we as a people are dealing with a situation that like tugs on the heartstrings seriously. But first and foremost, let's get to some reality. Reality. Nipsey was known in California because he did a lot of community service where he's from. And he was known in different states among small groups and people who are really into music. He really didn't, he really wasn't known until the Grammy situation in other places, like where I'm from. I'm from the New York, New Jersey area. You're never gonna go outside out here in, or I've never heard anybody just randomly bumping Nipsey Hussle. Not saying that he don't have fans in his area, so there's no disrespect, but it's not as heavy as it is in that area. So first, we need to ask ourselves the question of why are they trying to attach this man to Jesus, and how is it that the day before his death, he was not a topic of discussion in 85% of the households that he's a topic of discussion in now? He wasn't thought about, his music wasn't being purchased, people didn't even know about a marathon clothing store, the whole 9 yards. Why is it that out of nowhere, this man has become a fixture in your household? That just lets you know the type of power the media actually holds with the people right now and the level of control media actually has, where they can pull at the emotions of the population by constantly spinning a story even out of the local area, because we are human beings and we are the type of people who are drawn and accepting to everybody and everything. Okay, so that is one thing I wanted to bring up. Now, I've watched the video several times and it's all over the internet, so no, I'm not putting it on my uh little video here. But I've watched this video several times. I've watched interviews regarding the incident several times, and I can honestly say from a perfectly healthy minded, conscious, logical individual that none of the information, and I mean none of the information that's been put out involving this particular situation makes any dumb sense at all. Okay. Now, either this is to purposely strike confusion or to purposely get the people to react um, without caution, without thought, just based off emotion or based off of frustration because they're not getting answers. So let's go down a couple of things that don't make sense. He had a video shoot with DJ Khaled with John Legend. Supposedly, allegedly, he was threatened at the video shoot and they had to beef up security. And supposedly, allegedly, 10 LA police officers were sent as security. Now, let's get this clear. If LA police were the ones that were threatening him about his plaza, why in the world would he want to use LA police officers for security? These people have been threatening him, threatening his store, harassing him, and he's going to call the same police force that's been doing these things to secure him. It makes no sense. So let's move that one out the way. Secondly, his bodyguard on the day that he was murdered. Now, this was only a few days after the video shoot when he allegedly was being threatened, and whoever it was that was allegedly threatening him was threatening to murder him. I don't see a conscious, healthy, logical, smart as shit individual calling off security under those circumstances. You were just being threatened a few days ago at a video shoot to be assassinated and murdered publicly. And a few days later, you're going to go to your store, leave your home with there's no security at home, and you're going to leave and go to the store with no security around. That doesn't make any sense. And the reason why you don't have security is because you told them they can have the day off. I don't see that. It doesn't make sense. That's not the behavior of somebody at his age who's really getting into um his life, getting into his career, getting into his relationship, getting into his children, and he's going to put himself at that kind of risk. I don't see him sleeping behind a wheel like that. And you shouldn't either. It doesn't make any sense. Let's move on. Now, we've all seen the video, so let's act like we got some sense, folks. We've all seen the video. So the interview with Cowboy states that he was holding him, putting his hands in the bullet wounds to stop the bleeding, shaking him because he was falling in and out of consciousness. We saw that video. Where did you see Cowboy at? Doing any of those things? Where did you see it? Unless this part of the video was purposely cut out, and I doubt that, where is it? Black Sam, his brother, states that he was called and flew out the house and ran down there to see what was going on with his brother. His brother called him and said he had gotten shot. How could your brother call you and say that he got shot if he got shot in the head? I don't see anybody flipping up with the phones in that type of situation. That's one. Two, videos show that man sprawled out in between vehicles being shot. Where were you to hold him? How is that humanly possible? I'm not saying that he wouldn't have or that he didn't love his brother enough to do so, but I'm telling you that in this particular situation, that was impossible. Okay? Now, um, if I recall correctly, one of them said they rode in the ambulance with him. But we saw in the video him being put in the ambulance. No one was with him. No family member was with him, which is very abnormal, rare. Even if his immediate family wasn't there to get in that ambulance with him, Cowboy would have been able to. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense at all. Period. Shit is not adding up. And our response shouldn't be a reckless behavior. But I want you to understand what's going on in the state of California. Now, right before that, uh, they had retracted a law saying that high powered weapons was illegally banned. Those were released back on the streets. In California, a state that is full of gang activity 24 hours in a day. Okay? Makes no sense. Now, we're going to kill a rolling 60s Crip. And we're going to point the fingers at Eric Holder, who's allegedly was a rolling 60s and allegedly skipped or jumped sets and became a Hoover blood member. Sounds like the start of a gang war to me. Sounds like the start of a gang war to me. And it sounds like that gang war was started by the very same people that he was supposed to meet with. Now let's talk about this meeting that was supposed to take place that upcoming Monday. But he mysteriously was murdered. It was supposed to be a meeting between him, LA police, I think some gang leaders, and Jay-Z. What happened to the meeting? What was the outcome of the meeting? According to sources, allegedly Jay-Z was supposed to still be going to that meeting. But what was the outcome of it? Because we got no information about that. I don't even know if the meeting ever happened. What was the conclusion of the meeting of bringing the peace between these gangs? Like, these are some questions that you really got to ask yourself. Now, the videos that I saw was self-explanatory. Okay, that damn third car, a white man got out of that third car. Okay, and crossed up with that damn Eric Holder and passed off something. I saw that with my two eyes. Okay, on that video, and I'm sure everybody else saw it too. So, is it not so that somebody put Eric Holder up to this because he was able to still get close to him to a degree? Obviously, they had some type of relationship at some point. The bottom line of this is that this was set up by somebody of who had power. Period. Okay? He was assassinated, sacrificed. And it's amazing that DJ Khaled is on social network talking about how he's waiting for a Grammy. Why? Because the mindset is okay. It was me who wrote or produced this song, John Legend singing it, and then we have Nipsey Hussle who just was murdered, who all of the population is going to want to support. So even if the song wasn't Grammy worthy, it's a very good chance that they're going to give that song a Grammy, being that they have all of a sudden out of nowhere put Nipsey on a pedestal. I think that we need to really start putting these pieces together. Is this done on purpose to expose there's a glitch in the matrix? Because there's always been glitches in the matrix. Or is this another set of events created to keep you distracted from something that's about to go down that's three times worse than what the fuck just happened? I don't know. Give me your thoughts and ideas on what's going on, because at this point, the whole situation has given me a migraine. The stories is getting ridiculous. The conspiracies is getting ridiculous. And the more this goes on, the further away from the core issues and conclusion we are. It's just getting worse. The more pieces to the puzzle come out, the more confusing this shit is. It's like going from a puzzle that's only 5 pieces to the puzzle being broke down into 2,000 piece puzzle. It's getting real. So y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all see it. How is it affecting your reality? Holla at me. Later.